clinch it in overtime.
Brady Tkachuk, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. You already know I always make a video no matter where I'm at. So I just finished work, but you already knew I had to make a video because today Ottawa made a free agent signing, and one that I'm very excited about, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of controversy around the signing, more so than frankly deserved or I expected, on Sens Twitter and Sens Threads. By the way, follow us on Threads. Really weird to say that. At Sens Talk, and of course on Twitter at Sens Talk _. Really weird to have two Twitters, I guess you can call it, but anyways, you can find us there. But a lot of controversy around this signing today, as Ottawa brought in free agent enforcer Zack MacEwen on a 3-year, $775,000 deal. It's league minimum. It's a great contract for Ottawa because look, this literally has no cap constraint or any cap impact whatsoever. It's $775,000. It's league minimum, and some people are wondering, why are you signing an enforcer at the age of 26? That really hasn't had a great track record of the National Hockey League in terms of putting up production, points, goals, etc. Why are you signing him for 3 years? Well, you're going to sign the guy for league minimum. Obviously you're going to give him an extra year, because if Ottawa decides, hey, we don't want this guy in a couple years, or hey, we don't want him in the NHL, we're going to send him down to the minors, whatever, this assures that he's going to get paid no matter what. He's going to get his money because it's a one-way deal. So if he's sent down, he's still going to get his money. And this way, we're not giving the guy over $1 million. It works for both sides, because once again, MacEwen now will get $775,000 per year, over $2.3 million in total. So Ottawa gives an extra year of term, but in turn, they get much more cap flexibility, and they get a pretty good enforcer, a guy that can really command and, be the general on the ice for league minimum, a guy that's played a lot of NHL games. So I don't understand the controversy around the signing, once again, because it's league minimum. Literally, he's making the minimum the NHL will allow you to sign players. Okay, so right off the bat, this shouldn't be a big deal, especially MacEwen as a guy that's going to likely be the 12th or 13th forward, playing 6-8 minutes a night. It really shouldn't be creating a whole uproar, because once again, I agree, if we sign MacEwen for $1 million, $1.5 million, whatever it is, way too much money. But for $775,000 at league minimum, I'll give him the extra year to drop that cap hit to make it much more team friendly. And look, as long as Ottawa is still looking for bottom 6 options and MacEwen is not playing all 82 games, he's more like 50 or 60 games, this is totally fine. Once again, it's a 12th or 13th forward. There's really no issue with this. It's just if they see this guy as the replacement full-time as the 4th line, yeah, I agree with a lot of people on Twitter. We definitely need more scoring in the bottom 6. But I don't get that impression. I think he's going to be a depth forward, 12 or 13 type forward. I wouldn't expect him to play every game. So once again, I'm totally fine with the $775,000 per year. I'm fine with 3 years, because guess what? Once again, if he works out, you have 3 years of a general on the ice that will play hard every single night and will take the physical side of things, the fighting and everything, away from Brady Tkachuk. Let Tkachuk do what he has to do in terms of scoring, in terms of producing, in terms of leading. Let the fighting go for the guys in the bottom 6. That's why MacEwen's been brought in. And you can see on the screen right now, this guy's a hell of a fighter, can really throw them down. So, for MacEwen, this is a guy that had 10 points in 56 games last year between Philadelphia and the Los Angeles Kings, 4 goals as well. So he's not going to be here to score goals, but keep in mind, Austin Watson last year only scored 11 points, 5 or 6 goals total. So it's essentially just a replacement for Austin Watson, but no offense to Austin Watson, MacEwen can at least win fights. So for that, once again, Brady Tkachuk's been the only player on the Ottawa Senators for the last few years that's been really able to drop him. That just cannot happen. Of course, Tkachuk's still going to fight moving forward with or without MacEwen in the lineup, as he should. But at the same time, you have to remember that Tkachuk is our star. He's our star left winger. He's on the first line. He's a captain. We don't want him in the box every game for 5 minutes. No more of that. MacEwen will take that pressure off Tkachuk's shoulders and will step in and be the general on the ice when needed. And once again, he was will be able to defend our stars like Tkachuk, like Stützle, like Sanderson, etc. It shouldn't be Tkachuk's job to continually defend the stars. MacEwen is a guy that can step in right away and take care of that easily, no doubt about it. So for that alone, Zack MacEwen is valuable. At a league minimum contract, there's literally no risk with this contract, because once again, worst case, you bury him in the minors, he gets claimed off waivers and the contract's off, or once again, it's such a movable contract, you can literally move the guy, because once again, this guy's played a lot of NHL hockey. With 186 games total of NHL hockey experience, 28 points during that span. But what he, lacks for offense, he makes up for physicality. He has 245 penalty minutes. The guy loves to throw him down. Like, I cannot say that enough. He will absolutely drop the gloves, especially if somebody's messing with Tkachuk or Stützle or Norris or whatever. He will step in right away. He's going to be that general on the ice, and he will bleed Ottawa Senator colors. So Zack MacEwen's a guy that, yeah, he's not going to score a bunch of goals, but as a 12th or 13th forward that's going to command and be the general on the ice, defending our stars and taking that pressure of always having the fight off Tkachuk's shoulders, that makes his contract so valuable. So welcome to Ottawa, Zack MacEwen. And by the way, Philly fans, LA fans, they all like the guy. They all say he's a great character type of player, great for the community, heart and soul type player. You can never have enough of that, especially in your bottom six. So for Ottawa, I think this is a great get. You can never have enough character, as Pierre Dorion loves, as we all know. But most importantly, he's a guy that's going to take that fighting edge off of Tkachuk's shoulders so he doesn't get hurt, doesn't break his hand, stays out of the box, and can score more goals for Ottawa. And once again, he's basically a replacement for Austin Watson. And, I see once again a lot of people, he doesn't score. Once again, that's not what his role is going to be. He's going to be out there to fight and to keep our star players safe. And that is so valuable when it means that Tkachuk doesn't have to fight anymore. And once again, most importantly, he had essentially same amount of points as Austin Watson last year. So if Ottawa, when they trade Alex DeBrincat, they're likely going to get a third line scorer. So your third line is going to look like Ridley Gregg, Shane Pinto, and maybe Dominic Kubalik or something like that from Detroit. The fourth line will look like Kasalik, MacEwen, and then maybe Parker Kelly's there. Maybe another player brought in through free agency, like a Pius Suter, for example, I'd love. So people that are skeptical about the signing, you have to remember that he's literally being brought in as a 12th, 13th forward that can bring some grit and some tenacity to your bottom line, and most importantly, take that fighting edge off of Tkachuk's shoulders so he can continue to do what he does best, score goals. So for Ottawa, this is a great signing. There's no issue with it whatsoever, especially at such a low cap hit. So welcome to Ottawa, Zack MacEwen. Excited to have him. And once again, I'm just on to the point I just kind of mentioned briefly about, maybe bringing in a Pius Suter or getting a Kubalik through the trade with DeBrincat. I'm not saying Ottawa does not need more scoring in the bottom six. They desperately do. Only one player, which was Derek Brassard last year, scored more than 10 goals or 20 plus points. Obviously, we need more scoring, and I'm not saying we shouldn't bring in more guys for the bottom six, but I do think we're going to get one of those players through the DeBrincat trade and then maybe sign another one, or maybe Angus Crookshank maybe gets brought up, I don't know. But I definitely agree that we need to bring in more offensive capabilities to the bottom six. But that doesn't mean we don't have to have physicality and grit and fighting ability in the bottom six either, which is what we're getting with MacEwen. So totally no issue with this. It's a great signing. So welcome to Ottawa, Zack MacEwen. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below as always. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.